after the Wolves win over OKC last night, these were the first words out of Anthony Edwards' mouth.
On a team effort.
He then followed that up with saying this in his post-game interview.
How did you get it done in this environment?
I don't know. And I'm going to take the fine because the refs did not give us no calls tonight. We had to play through every bump, every grab. I don't know how we won tonight. Big shout out to my team. Big shout out to my coaches, for sure.
Why was that? Oh, let's see. SGA shot 16 free throws for the game, more than the Wolves' entire team did. And this isn't the first time Ant brought up the officials when talking about Shea. After the loss last week to him, Ant post-game said this.
It's hard to, man, with the calls that Shea gets. It's hard. It's hard to shut him down. You can't touch him at any time of the game, so it's super hard to beat that team. It's a good team, especially when you calls like that. So.
Shea then clapped back at those comments, taking to IG to say, they talk about me for my post-game, not my post-game. Of course, referring to the fact that he lets his play do the talk and doesn't need to make headlines with his words. I'm sure you got that, but just making sure. Anyways, you can even say this rivalry started back last April, where this is part of the reason why I love the play-in is it can spark rivalries like this, as the two squads fought in that last playing game in Minneapolis with the 8 seed on the line. It was Ant's Wolves who advanced, and SGA even got a bruised eye in the process. But there's no doubt that that playoff experience has helped OKC tremendously this year, and now these two teams sit atop the Western Conference. Now, I'd be surprised if we got this matchup in the playoffs, just because it's looking like it would have to be in the conference finals, and I just lean towards some of the veteran teams below them in the standings to beat either of them in a 7-game series. Moving on, Ben Simmons made his return last night, having been out since November 8 with a back injury, and he showed out, logging a near triple-double in 18 minutes with 10 points, 11 boards, and 8 assists in the Nets win over the Jazz. And his presence alone made a big difference, was a plus 27 in those 18 minutes. Cam Thomas and McHale combined for an efficient 60 points. Lonnie Walker had 19 off the bench, allowing the Nets to score their most points of the season. And I'll leave you with this stat. Just 2 players in the NBA this season are averaging over 10 rebounds, 5 assists on less than 3 turnovers per game. One being Ben Simmons, you know, why I brought it up. The other, Nikola Jokic. Staying with the Nets, but shifting to the past a bit, Kevin Durant's time with the team, who ahead of his return to Brooklyn tomorrow has been getting into back and forths with Nets fans on Twitter over if he should get a tribute video or not, where he acknowledged he didn't deserve one, saying, quote, "We didn't accomplish anything worth being celebrated." And to me, it's crazy how much people still genuinely hate KD for joining the Warriors back in 2016. Because bro, let's just be real. He's just trolling and playing into the fans. He's getting a tribute video. And honestly, tribute videos don't really even mean that much anymore. It feels like any rotation player that spent 2 to 3 years with a team gets one. I mean, using the Nets as an example, they gave Blake Griffin and Bruce Brown ones. Both spent just 2 years with the team. And don't get me wrong, that's probably how it should be. A tribute video isn't supposed to be that deep. It's just one last time where the fans and player can have an opportunity to embrace, if you will, appreciate and reminisce on their time with the team, etc. So best believe Kevin Durant is getting a video. Now, jersey retirement, different story, no chance. But if there is one member of the big three that I as a Nets fan would appreciate, it's KD. He's the one guy who never complained, always played, always showed love to the fans. Like, he really bought into that whole Nets world slogan. He wanted to build something there, you know, but injuries happen. And I will die on this hill, even as a Knicks fan, that team was a lock to win the 2021 title, even if it was just one of James Harden or Kyrie healthy. And lastly, what is going on with the Heat right now? They've lost 7 in a row, and the guy who they just traded their 2028 first-round pick for, Terry Rozier, was benched for the whole 4th quarter last night. Now, I know it's the Heat, right? So I'm going to continue to give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll turn it up come playoff time. But man, this team is just so unserious. It's so evident that this starting lineup needs another catch-and-shoot, floor-spacing three-point shooter, kind of like a Max Strus they had last year, not a Tyler Hero who more so operates in isolation, but I guess he just refuses to come off the bench. There's just way too much responsibilities on Bam, both offensively and defensively right now. Like, he has to do everything for them. They're just missing shots as well. Like, Kevin Love shot 0 for 4. Josh Richardson's percentage has dipped 5% since last year in New Orleans. So look, I'm going to disregard my concerns for now, but just watch that 2028 pick, because in 2029, it turns unprotected, and that could get ugly for a guy like Terry Rozier. No offense, as great as he is. All right, let's lace him up, run through the rest of last night's action. Starting in the Mile High City, Doc Rivers making his Bucks coaching debut, but is spoiled by Jamal Murray's 35 points, Jokic's triple-double. Denver wins. Charlotte, where Jalen Brunson got these MVP chants on the road in the first quarter.
32 points, 8 assists, and not a single turnover against the Heat. MVP chants on the road as loud as you'll hear.
Knicks win by over 20, despite being without both Randall and OG. Moving out west, Cam Whitmore and the Rockets blow out the Lakers. Cam had 12 points in his first 4 minutes, finished with 20, and yeah, certainly didn't forget what happened on draft night. Then lastly, Luka and Tim Hardaway Jr. combined for over 80 points, Luka 45, THJ 36, as Dallas gets a comeback win over Orlando.